Right, you're running. You're running, right?
Right.
Okay. Right, David Elstob. Have you ever seen one of these?
It's a first for me, I must say.
Right, me too. I've got to say.
Careful.
I'm stuck. She's a bit of a beastie.
She is.
In a very good way. She's attacking me.
Watch
right.
those antlers, don't
I know.
pierce yourself.
Isn't she just magnificent?
She's wonderful.
It's German, Elstob.
Little woman chandelier.
Well done. You might not have seen one, but you know your stuff, David Elstob.
I've not come across one before.
No.
I've seen them crop up in sales elsewhere before.
Yeah.
Isn't she wonderful?
She is fantastic. And for those of you at home who are wondering what on earth she is, she's a chandelier. So you'd be hung with 3 chains, one here, there's the original fitting, and there's drill holes in the antlers. So you'd have 3 chains. You could hang it at any height.
Yeah.
And then once she's illuminated with candles, people would just move her and let her dance across the ceiling. Can you imagine? In a baronial hall.
Fabulous.
Incredible. What does she remind you of? That front face.
She reminds me of drinking beer in Munich.
Have you
I
had
did go to
that?
Oktoberfest once.
Did you?
Yeah, she reminds me of that kind of beer colour. But
Did you meet someone who looked like that, David?
unfortunately, no.
She's lovely, actually, isn't she?
She's great. And you know, chandelier, she might be, but she's a great piece of sculpture.
Do you know what? I think you're absolutely right. She doesn't have to be a chandelier, does she?
I mean, she look, fab kind of built into an interior on a bespoke stand or something.
Yeah.
Perspex.
Yes.
Stand. She'd look amazing.
She would. And can I show you the date? I think this is magnificent because
What's dated, is it?
it's properly dated. Now, the earliest example of one of these pieces is in a German museum and it's dated to 1398. So, from my research, these things, this little woman sculpture chandelier, they were very popular in the medieval period. Then they had this resurgence of interest in the 1870s and 80s.
She looks 19th century.
She does, but let me show you the date. And I think it must be at the same time when the Black Forest became very, very popular. Can you see it?
1877.
1877.
Yeah, nice, yeah.
Queen
I mean,
Victoria.
there's a lot of carving done in Germany that period.
Yeah, master
A
carvers,
lot
David.
of carving.
Master carvers. But she looks like a figurehead, doesn't she, from a ship?
That would
Can
be,
you imagine?
That would be big money. I mean,
Can
that
you
would be
imagine?
Tens of thousands.
Yeah. But it's of the same standard.
Yeah, it is.
And camera operators, come and have a look at the mermaid's body. I mean, she's got just the
Do
most...
you know what? She would make a fabulous base for a table.
Oh, you
You
know
know.
what? You could do that.
She'd look fabulous.
You could do that, couldn't you?
Glass top.
Build her in.
So smart.
That would be tens of thousands of pounds in a New York
Yeah.
interior design shop, that. You could do all sorts with her, couldn't you? I think she's magnificent. So she arrived to me through YouTube.
Okay.
So a YouTube viewer got in touch and said, I have this thing. She'd inherited it only about 10 years ago. So she's never had it hung. So this old man that was a friend of hers
Yeah.
passed away, and he left her this in his will. And he was a big collector, apparently very eccentric. I love the sound of him. And he loved objects, and he left this specific thing to her in his will. Isn't that wonderful?
It is fab.
She watches YouTube, wants to sell it. I said, I'll sell it if we can make an interesting video. She said, go for it. Fabulous.
There you go.
Fabulous.
Here we are.
And here we are. So it's got a lovely history. I don't know very much about the owner previously, other than he was a big collector, wealthy, and very eccentric.
A bit like you.
It was, apart from the wealthy bit. So, I don't know, what are your thoughts, David? What are your thoughts? I think she's drop dead gorgeous. I really do think she's wonderful.
It's fab. You just need a buyer with a bit of vision who can.
Yeah.
You need an interior decorator or
Yeah.
something who can just
Yeah.
can see it for what it is.
Now, bearing in
love
mind she's never been electrified,
Yeah.
because most of these things would have been, of course, because made in a time when there was no
Yeah.
electricity. So the objects like it I've seen online have kind of brackets fitted, like a bracelet with a bracket coming out holding a sconce.
Sconces.
Yeah. So she may have had those. There's been no fittings on the antlers. No. And this, oh, the camera operator's got a cough. And this here, this isn't original, I don't think, is it?
No breaks or anything either, which is great, 'cause sometimes...
No, well, there's a few splits here and there, but I think
they're just from dryness.
Yeah, they are.
They're fine.
And I think you could hang, I think they would hang a couple of lamps from here. Yeah. Candle in there, maybe.
I'd make it into a table.
Would you really?
Amazing.
Would you really?
Glass top on it, it'd look fabulous.
Like a coffee table?
Yeah. I mean, what a piece.
It would be pretty spectacular. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be a chandelier. Yeah. Right. I don't know. What do they make? What are they making? What's it worth? Who knows? What do you reckon?
I'd put 8 to 1200 on it.
That's a come and get me, isn't it? 8 to 12?
We'll see. I mean, it'll look good at that, I think.
Yeah.
I think it'll look good, and I think it's an approachable estimate at that.
Okay. It's one of those things that could make £2,000, isn't it? Yeah. It could do it. It could. 8 to 12. Shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll come back and film it when it's in sale.
Lovely.